1 to 3 Cybersecurity Policies and Procedures. In this video, I would guide you through the following steps to ensure that your organization is properly documenting, communicating and complying with cybersecurity requirements, as per related laws and regulations, and organizational requirements. First, it's important for you to get a good understanding of the laws and regulations that apply to their industry, such as NCAECC, OTCC, CSCC, CCC and other industry standards. You should know what specific security controls or standards you need to put in place to comply with these regulations. Next, you should develop a plan that outlines how you will comply with these requirements, including specific goals and initiatives, and timelines for implementation. This plan should be clearly communicated to all employees so that you understand their role and responsibilities in maintaining compliance. To ensure that everyone is on the same page, it's essential to document and communicate the policies and procedures for compliance. This way, employees will know exactly what is expected of them, and you can perform their duties in compliance with laws and regulations. It's also important to train employees on these policies and procedures. This will ensure that you understand the organization's expectations and that you are prepared to comply with laws and regulations. This is an important step in ensuring that your organization is protected against cyber threats and in compliance with laws and regulations. Step 1. Define and document policies and procedures. The first step is to define and document your cybersecurity policies and procedures. This includes outlining the specific security controls and measures that your organization will implement to protect sensitive information and systems. It's important to make sure that your policies and procedures are clear, concise, and easy to understand. Here are a list of the best practice. This is not a requirement from NCA, but it's best practice. Here you can see the 22 documents related to cybersecurity governance. You can note them in print down so you can have a guidance. And here are 20 documents that would meet most of requirements for the second domain of the cybersecurity domain. And here you can see only one document for the cybersecurity resilience domain, which I will elaborate more on the specific section and guide you how to prepare for it. While there are 4 documents related to third-part and cloud computing domain, and lastly there are 3 documents for the industrial control systems. Don't worry, as it seems to be overwhelmed as of now. But after completing this course, you will have a full confidence in fulfilling all these controls. Step 2. Get approval from the authorizing official. Once your policies and procedures are defined and documented, the next step is to get them approved by the authorizing official or head of the organization. This person is responsible for ensuring that the policies and procedures align with the organization's goals and objectives, and that they meet all relevant laws and regulations. Step 3. Disseminate to relevant parties. The final step is to disseminate the policies and procedures to relevant parties inside and outside the organization. This includes sharing them with employees, contractors, and other third-party vendors who have access to sensitive information or systems. It's also important to make sure that the policies and procedures are readily available and easy to access. Another important thing to keep in mind is that cybersecurity policies and procedures need to be reviewed and updated regularly. This can involve conducting regular security audits and assessments to identify any vulnerabilities or areas for improvement, and then taking steps to address them. That way, you can make sure your policies and procedures are still effective and relevant. It's also important to have a compliance reporting mechanism in place. This will help you track the implementation and compliance status of the policies and procedures, so you can make sure your organization is adhering to them and can identify and address any issues that come up quickly. One more thing. Employee awareness and training is crucial. You want to make sure your employees understand your cybersecurity policies and procedures and know how to comply with them. This can involve regular training sessions, awareness campaigns, and security awareness training. Finally, don't forget about communication and collaboration. It's important to establish communication channels and collaboration mechanisms that allow the cybersecurity function to work closely with other internal and external stakeholders, such as legal, compliance, human resources, and IT. This way, you can make sure everyone is on the same page and working towards the same goal of protecting your organization. By following these steps, your organization can ensure that it is complying with the ECC Standard 1.3.1 and protecting itself against cyber threats. It's important to remember that cybersecurity policies and procedures need to be reviewed and updated regularly to ensure that they stay up to date with the latest laws and regulations. And if you ever have any questions or concerns about complying with this standard, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Continuous monitoring of compliance is also important so that the organization can quickly identify and address any issues that arise. And as laws and regulations change or the organization's circumstances change, it's essential to review and update the policies and procedures to ensure that the organization remains in compliance. It's all about making sure that the organization's cybersecurity requirements are properly documented, communicated, and complied with.